The Top Fuel Racing League is on the air! Live from Kentucky Speedway. It's the Discount Nutrition Eat Right, Live Well 225. Tonight's broadcast being brought to you in part by Discount Nutrition Centers. For all your supplement needs, you can find Discount Nutrition at dncsupplements.com. Tonight's overlay being brought to you by PZ Overlays. Paul Zoda providing some of the most beautiful overlays in all of iRacing. For more information on how you can get your own, we ask that you go to PZ Overlays. That's Paul Zoda. You can find him on his Facebook page. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight. Barn burner for sure. Got some new names in the field. And a familiar old name making a return. Oh, my Atlanta. Qualifying underway right now. As Keith Mayato sitting atop the board. And we're going to go and take a look at the familiar name. Home for the weekend from college. Ronnie Osmer making his triumphant return to sim racing. Welcome back, Ronnie.
Mr. Tony, how we doing tonight, buddy?
Yeah, could you please just not scare me like that, please?
Sorry about that, man.
Anyways, Ronnie Osmer making his return. Sage Karam making his return, sitting second quick so far. Garrett Main sitting third quick. Chris Simard, Michael Jeans. And joining us now, the man, the myth, the legend, the chief cook and bottle washer of the Top Fuel Racing League, Mr. Scotty, because I got High Brinson. How you doing, Scott?
Good, man. Just wanted to take a minute to come up here to wish a special little someone a happy birthday. Today is my little cousin Nate's 12th birthday. And Nate, if you're listening, bud, I hope you had a good day and I hope you have a good weekend. And happy birthday to you, pal.
Happy birthday, Nate.
Love you very much. And Brittany and the kids also wanted me to wish you a happy birthday, and they're looking forward to meeting you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again at Christmas time, pal. So enjoy your birthday and enjoy the weekend. And see if we can't go out here and win one for you tonight, Nate. So,
Scotty, while I got you here, there's a couple names I've been seeing tonight that, and I'm not seeing them in the session anymore. So, never mind. No, actually, gentleman in the 81 car. Paul Jourdain?
Yes, sir.
Any relation?
Not sure. He's new here tonight. He found us last week in one of our testing sessions, and he joined the league, and tonight will be his debut race. So he's the only one that's new here tonight.
Well, as far as new, but we have old new as well with the little bastard from Louisiana making his triumphant return in the 55 tonight.
Yeah, how about him sneaking in here? Huh?
I know, right? Just when you thought it was safe to come out of the go back into the water, here comes the shark.
Yeah, he's currently sitting up there in 8th place right now. But we're about to grid up, Tony, so I'm going to pop down back to my team channel and get ready to go racing here, man.
Good luck, Scotty.
Thanks, and thank you for being here and broadcasting the race for Top Fuel Racing, as Bofa always does, and as you always do, Tony. Thank you, buddy.
Well, we try.
You guys do a hell of a job, man. I'm glad we're on Bofa. I'm proud to be here.
Well, I'm not sure how well YouTube's going to do tonight because it's been up and down all damn day. So, if you are watching on the YouTube stream and things go sideways, it's not our fault tonight. So,
all right, Tony.
Good
luck, buddy.
Good luck, Scott.
Thanks, bud.
Anyways, let's take a quick look at your top 10. Keith Mayato, the Canadian Crippler, going quick time. Nate Seifker sitting second quick. Sage Karam, after taking a week off, getting ready, hopefully feeling better than he was Sunday night. Sitting third quick. Garrett Maines, Chris Samar, Jeff Hollingsworth, Captain Will Kirk, Mr. Michael Jeans, Ronnie Osmer getting bumped to 9th, and Karen Bergali rounding out your top 10. 25 cars have taken time tonight. Robert Dudley's on track right now, cranking off his... There's Robert Dudley flashing by right there. So, only car to not take time tonight. So 26 cars have registered for the session. Only car to have not taken time so far, Alberto Ribeiro. So looks like we're probably going to have 25 taking the green. Kind of a tricky track here, 1.5 miles, but not your typical 1.5 miles. As we'll take a look at the quick look at the track conditions. 80 degrees in Kentucky in October. Unseasonably warm, I would say, but night race, so the track temperature at the start of the event and the ambient air temperature are going to be relatively the same. As qualifying is pretty much done. I do apologize for being slightly late on the trigger tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I was forced to do a restart. Thank you, Windows, again, for all the fun and excitement you've given me in the past couple of weeks. And if anybody knows for a fact that you can run Windows on a Mac product, I'm willing to give it a try. Because I'm sick of this crap. Anyways, you are watching a presentation of the Top Fuel Racing Discount Nutrition Eat Right Live Well 225. Would like to take this moment to remind everybody that October is, of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in their lifetime, and we here at Profile Broadcasting truly believe that early detection is the best way to combat that. And I know it's not the most fun thing, ladies. As somebody once explained it to me, it would be like putting my nuts in a vice, but you got to do it. I know I can speak for the vast majority of tonight's field when we say that it doesn't matter how big they are, we love your boobs just as much as you do, and we want you to have them around for the rest of your life in a healthy fashion. Let's take a quick look as the drivers are starting to grid up. Keith Mayato going to be leading them down to green tonight. Driving the Repsol Red Bull number 19. He's joined with Nate Siefker on the outside of row number 1. Row number 2 is going to go to Pennsylvania Posse member Mr. Sage Karam, and he's joined with Mr. Garrett Maines on the outside of row number 2. Look for those two to just throw hand grenades at each other all night long, because that's all they've done all season. Row number 3 is going to go to Chris Simard and Jeff Hollingsworth. And Captain Will Kirk and Michael Jeans make up row number 4. Row 5 is going to see Ronnie Osmer's return to the league. He's joined with Karen Bergali. Paul Jourdain in his rookie start with the league. He's going to be joined with veteran Paul Crumry in row number 6. Row 7 is going to see Colin Scott and Sean Scott roll off together. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's no relation there, as one's from California, the other's from Indiana. Damon Martinez and Kevin Cornelius roll off in row number 8. Row 9 is going to see Mark Walker and Scotty Brinson, defending series champion. Chris Walker and Sam Cooper Bennett roll off in row 10. Row 11 is going to see Robert Dudley and Johnny Antonucci. Kevin O'Brien and Brad Truex going to roll off in row number 12. And in row number 13, Raul Alvarez and Alberto Ribeiro. So 26 cars going to fire them off tonight. This is going to be a good one. I saw practice, and this track is always good for some excitement. 150 laps of scheduled distance here. One fast repair. And a lot of guys looking to make some statements as we lead into the second ever Top Fuel Racing Indy 500, which will take place next week. The field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Mayato and Siefker going to lead him to green. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. The only thing that's left to say is, Grandpa, Papa Viagra, it's time to get it on in Kentucky.
Green, green, green.
As Mayato pulls the trigger, Siefker drops down with him. Karam and Maines almost banging wheels on the initial start as they're side by side for third, right on the rear wing of Nate Siefker. Siefker pushes up a little bit. Karam makes it 3 wide as they haul off into turn number 3. And Karam looking to make a statement early here tonight. Garrett Maines trying to go with him. Maines working the inside of Mayato right now. Mayato hanging tough on that second lane, able to keep it wound up a little bit, pinching down on that low lane, scrubbing off a ton of speed off Maines. And he's got the run on Karam as Siefker trying to find some form of track as they go 3 wide into turn 1. Siefker wisely backing out of it, knowing that it's a little too early to be that high up on the track. Meanwhile, this battle for the lead is really heating up as Mayato still keeping it wound up on the high side. And give that lap to Mayato, get it done the hard way. Here comes Michael Jeans trying to make it a 5-car battle now, as they're still 3 wide for second. Garrett Maines on the way low line pushes up to try to side draft as they haul off into turn number 3 again. Mayato still showing the way. Karam sits in second. Maines and Siefker side by side for third. Maines going to get the spot as he's now going to work the outside of Sage Karam. Karam running that second lane right now, trying to stay in the slipstream and preserve a little bit of fuel as he's right behind your leader, Keith Mayato, right now. Siefker throws it to the low line. Seeing what he can do with normally the preferred line, but as we've been seeing the last couple of weeks, that second lane has really started to come into its own. Maines' power move as he goes up into second. Sage Karam dropping back now. Don't see any damage on the pink target car, as Michael Jeans got Ronnie Osmer in tow right now. That is your battle for fourth, as Maines making a look on the inside of Mayato. They bang wheels and Mayato's into the wall.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Let's take a look at what the chopper picked up on that one. You see Mayato in the orange, white, and black car. That's Maines to his inside. Let's watch that one again at half speed, shall we? We see Maines throw it to the inside. Mayato still on that high line, and they just bang wheels. And unfortunately, Mayato coming out on the losing end of that whole exchange. Looks like everybody got around safely, though. As we're back live, as on lap 8, wholesale pit stops already starting to take place here. Michael Jeans stays out. Will Kirk stays out. And Sean Scott gets a wave around as he pit started. And Maines wins the battle off pit road. He's going to come out in fourth, though, as the 3 cars in front of him did stay out. Seifker, Osmer, Simard, O'Brien. So working the first caution of the night. Just about positive it won't be our last. And we are about to see what 9 laps difference on the tires is going to look like. As Michael Jeans stayed out, Captain Will Kirk stayed out, Kieran Bergelli stayed out. Now, I would like to remind everybody, next week will be the second ever Top Fuel Racing Indy 500. You did hear that right, 200 laps at the Brickyard in the IR-18. If you want to get involved in that one, you just need to pay the $15 entry fee, 100% payback through the field, by the way. Whoever finishes in the finishing or in the paying positions, you will get paid from the entry fees for next week's event. You can find Scott Brinson on his Facebook page and get your entry fee paid to him, or you can go to the league's webpage. That's topfuelracing.us. There is a link to the PayPal account on that page. This will be the second time we've done 200 laps at Indy next week. Will be the first time, though, that we've used the IR-18 to do it. Last time we were on the last race for the outgoing DW12, and I know I'm excited, as is most of the rest of this field. So lights are out on the pace car. Michael Jean's going to have the button. He's joined up on the front row with his teammate, Captain Will Kirk. Teammate? I'm talking out my backside again. Yeah, those guys aren't teammates. Yeah, as the field works its way into the 3-4 complex, Gene's going to have the button. As the pace car gets ready to make that hard left turn. Let's see what type of restart we get here. Jeans usually holds him down. Wasted no time this time, though. Pulls the trigger as Nate Seifker has a big blink. Checks the entire inside line up behind him. As they're 3 wide for second. Garrett Maines wisely backing out of it. As Bergelli and Kirk. Bergelli on the inside, Kirk on the outside. As Bergelli makes a bid for the lead. As they're 3 wide for second behind him. And here comes Maines. And here comes, Michael Jeans on the high side. Maines to the point now. Bergelli keeps his foot into it at the inside of Maines. Maines pushes up a little bit. Bergelli bombs it in there. Going to slide up in front of Maines to throw the block as they come down the front chute. Give that lap to Bergelli. Maines in second. That's Will Kirk in third. Nate Siefker battling it out with Ronnie Osmer for fourth. Osmer looking to the inside of Will Kirk right now, looking to make it 3 wide, realizes it's a little too early as he jumps up behind Nate Siefker as Maines bombs it to the inside. What's good for the goose is good for the gander as Garrett Maines gets the lead back, and Bergelli crosses him over as they haul off into turn number 1. If it weren't for the fact that I know that we're only a tenth of the way through this event, I would swear this was the last lap by how hard these guys are running already. It's Will Kirk to the inside this time. He's going to go up into second, bringing Ronnie Osmer with him. Osmer to the inside of Kirk as they haul off into turns 1 and 2. Osmer pushes up a little bit, has to back out of it. That's going to let Siefker get a run on the high side. That is your battle for third. Siefker using that second lane to its perfection. As Will Kirk looking to make a bid for the lead right now. Gets the toe down the back chute. Goes to the inside of Maines and bombs it into turn number 3. Kirk with a nose out front. Throws the block coming off of 4. And Maines trying to come back on him. Give that one to Kirk. Siefker with a big run on the high side. Has nowhere to use it though. As Maines going to try to draft Kirk down the back straightaway. That's Osmer looking to the outside of Maines now. The arrow push is definitely real here tonight. You can hang on for a few laps, but after that, good luck. Once you've worn most of the goodie off the tires, you're just along for the ride. Siefker still working the high side on Will Kirk. Siefker keeping it wound up on that second lane. Kirk keeping it pinched down. All that side by side has punched a big hole in the air. Lets Garrett Maines get back to him. Maines now side by side with Siefker. These guys are just flat getting it right now. Siefker throws it to the inside on Kirk. Arrow wash, and Siefker has to back out of it. As Michael Jean's on a charge right now. Will Kirk putting that car exactly where he needs it to be to maintain that lead. Siefker still trying to figure out a way to get around him. And we are going to check back in the field at one of the guys who is definitely on a charge right now, tearing his way back up through the field. That's Keith Mayato working side by side with defending series champion Scotty Brinson. So Keith has already burned his fast repair, was able to limp it back to the pit, still on the lead lap. Mired in traffic right now and not making any headway as of late. As Sage Karam, we saw him fall back a little bit. as he just got by his teammate, Kieran Bergelli. That's what 10 laps difference on your tires looks like, folks, as Karam is just flat walking away from Bergelli. And Hollingsworth on a run right now as he gets by the rookie, Paul Jourdain. And they're about a half second back from Chris Simard to Michael Jeans. And they're starting to reel them in now as they're getting side by side in front of them yet again. Siefker with a nose out front as they come across the stripe. Siefker was able to use the draft to perfection on that lap. And that's Siefker to the point. So Hollingsworth still side by side as Karam on a charge right now. As he's now working on the back of Hollingsworth. Goes to the inside, now sets his sights on Chris Simard. That's Simard in the Alexander Rossi tribute paint scheme in front of Karam right now. Don't ever count out Chris Simard, as he is very strong whenever he shows up. As what happened there? What happened to Jeff Hollingsworth? And keep your eye on the Haas automated as just touches wheels. I believe that was, that was the 81 of Jourdain. Let's see what the chopper picked up on that one. Now that's Jourdain in the slipstream. Throws it to the inside and just banged wheels, and Bergelli finished him off. And unfortunately, Hollingsworth going to have to tow that one. So looks like Jourdain may have just slipped up a lane, or about half a lane actually. As we are back live as wholesale pit stops happening again. As Paul Crumry stays out to lead a lap. Siefker bringing the rest of the field down pit road. Make that Crumry and O'Brien staying out. So Siefker going to win the battle off pit road. And Garrett Maines, then Will Kirk, Ronnie Hosmer, Michael Jeans, Chris Simard, Sage Karam, Paul Jourdain, Sean Scott. Meanwhile, up towards the front of the field, that is Paul Crumry in the Make 7 Up Yours number 8. As he and Kevin O'Brien going to bring it down pit side this time. So not going to be credited with leading a lap, and just going to hand the lead back over to the teammates. No, I take that back. That's going to give Robert Dudley one of his laps back. And tonight's Heartburn brought to you by Smithfield Meats. As Seifker going to have control of the field when we go back to green. Working lap 33 currently, 150. This is the Discount Nutrition's Eat Right, Live Well 125. And you can, of course, find Discount Nutrition's on their website, dncsupplements.com, for all your supplement needs. Discount Nutrition is where you want to go. As we are going to get ready to start lap 34 of 155. All 26 cars still running, which is impressive. As Robert Dudley gets the wave around to get one of his laps back. A lot of problems for Dudley tonight. As Seifker electing to take the second line. Going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, as he's got his former teammate Ronnie Osmer in tow. Seifker running for NLR now. Osmer still running for Phenomenal Evolution. And then you got Garrett Maines running for Turn 3. And that's Captain Will Kirk running for Rated R Racing. So four heavy-hitting teams represented up front. Now, Osmer has been away all season so far. So this is, I believe, his first start in the... no, it's not. I take that back. As the pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn, Seifker going to have the button, holds him down a tick, finally rolls into it, and we are back live at Kentucky as Osmer getting a decent start, goes side by side with Garrett Maines. Maines pinches up. Osmer sees him coming, lets him go. So fresh shoes for the entire field. As Maines working that second lane right now, trying to keep it wound up. Give that lap to Seifker. Seifker's got some drafting help with Ronnie Osmer on the low line right now. And here comes Chris Simard on the second lane. And I said it before and I'll say it again. These guys are racing like it's the final lap. And we're starting lap 37. So still a lot of racing left to do. And these guys are just flat getting it. As here comes the rookie, Paul Jourdain, on the inside, making it 3 wide down the back straightaway with Osmer, and finally backs out of it, going into 3. Realized it was a tick too soon to be making that move. As Seifker still hanging on the low line. Osmer with a run to try to make it 3 wide. Looks like he's going to make the crossover move coming down the back chute. Sucks up, gets a little bit of draft, backs out of it, realizes what's about to happen. As he's side by side with Simard, rolls out of it, loses a ton of momentum. That lets Jourdain by, Will Kirk by, and here comes Karam. And Seifker and Maines are playing bumper cars at 215 miles an hour. Simard right there as well. And here comes the rookie trying to make a name for himself. That's Paul Jourdain in the white and blue car on the very inside in third. And Sage Karam trying to get back up there as Garrett Maines makes the move stick. Seifker trying to battle back, bombs it into turn number 3. Pushes up the track, cuts it back down, and give that lap to Seifker. And these guys might not want to screw around too much, as there's a pack of angry dogs coming behind them. Two of the men on a move right now. Number 1 and number 2 in the point. Sage Karam up to 4th. Scotty Brinson up to 7th. Maines bombs it to the inside, throws the block, and Seifker's got to check up and go to the outside.
Yellow flag is out.
Great. And Captain Will Kirk going on a wild one. Well, let's take a look at that one again. It's Will Kirk in the white and orange car. Scotty Brinson throws it to the inside. Ronnie Osmer right there as well. Brinson just pushes up. Kirk bangs the wall. Rips the right side off the car and then catches more airtime than a skateboard at the X Games. So that was a fun one. As we are back live now. So, we are going to step away real quick for a word from the lovely people at the Esports Network.
And he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
To the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch him. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Bronte goes off. De Jong into second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's Howley down to the inside.
Eyes trying, there's contact though. Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the upset the Paravolca. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the Paravolca. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And we're back at the Discount Nutrition's Eat Right, Live Well 225 from Kentucky. Sam Cooper Bennett staying out to get the bonus point for leading a lap. Nate Seifker winning the battle off pit road. So Cooper Bennett going to be a sitting duck when we go back to green here. 15 laps on his tires. Everybody else, 4 fresh Mr. Feelgoods. So, quick rundown of who is where currently. It's Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett showing the way. Seifker sitting in second. Garrett Maines in third. Paul Jourdain in fourth. Chris Simard, Sage Kiram, Scott Brinson, Ronnie Osborne, Michael Jeans, and Damon Martinez running out your top 10. As the lights go out on the roof pace car. Closing in on the 1/3 mark as we are working lap 48. Cooper Bennett going to have the button when we go back to green. Let's see what type of restart Sam can get here. Field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Pacer getting ready to make that hard left turn. Cooper Bennett going to have the button and wastes absolutely no time pulling the trigger.
Green flag, green flag.
We are back underway. Cooper Bennett showing the way. Seifker struggling to keep up with him. And Cooper Bennett just got a hell of a jump. And now he's a sitting duck with... Throws the big block on Seifker. Killed a ton of his own momentum. That's going to let Garrett Maines get to his side. And here comes Sage Kiram, as well as Paul Jourdain. Cooper Bennett still keeping his foot into it on that low line. Going to have a little bit of drafting help. And Garrett Maines makes the power move on the high side. As Kiram and Osmer working to the high side of the rookie, Paul Jourdain. Cooper Bennett battles back on Maines on the inside. Maines able to keep it wound up on that second line as they're 3 wide for 4. Jourdain finding out real quick that third lane not where you want to be going through turn 3. That lets Seifker get by. Seifker now to the inside of Cooper Bennett. Maines shows the way. Cooper Bennett in his toe right now. So 3 former teammates battling it out for second. Cooper Bennett, Ronnie Osborne, Nate Seifker. All 3 used to be on Phenomenal Evolution. Cooper Bennett now running for Rated R Racing. Ronnie Osborne away at college all season, still running for Phenomenal Evolution. And Seifker now running for NLR. And Sage Kiram side by side now with defending series champion Scotty Brinson. That's your battle for 6th. As Osmer and Cooper Bennett almost get together for 2nd. That's Seifker and Osmer battling it out for 3rd right now. And Cooper Bennett looks like he's just riding. We are just past the 1/3 mark Garrett Maines starting to walk away, half second to the good. Sam Cooper Bennett sitting in second. Ronnie Osmer in his return to the league in third. Nate Seifker in fourth. Paul Jourdain rounding out your top five in his first start with the league. And Paul, don't look behind you, but you've got defending series champion Scotty Brinson on your outside now as you haul it off into turn number one. And Ronnie Osmer gets to the inside of Cooper Bennett and just blows right by him as he hauls it off into turn number three. Nate Seifker trying to go with him. Garrett Maines starting to check out. Osmer starting to reel him in, though. Brinson works to the inside of his teammate now. And that, my friends, is what 14-lap difference on your tires looks like. Cooper Bennett starting to struggle mightily right now as Sage Karam gets by him as well. That's Simard and Damon Martinez going side by side. That is your battle for 8. Karam and Brinson going at it right now. That's your fight for 5th. Now remember, Sage Karam's still recovering from a broken hand. A fractured hand, I should say. As Ronnie Osmer has caught Garrett Maines. So your top 3, Maines, Osmer, and Seifker, have flat checked out on the rest of the field. Scotty Brinson working to the inside of Paul Jourdain right now. 1.4 seconds back in 4th. You can see it almost the entirety of the back straightaway. And what just happened? No, that ain't it. Maybe that was it. What happened to Will Kirk? And so Will Kirk goes from having a difficult night to having, oh man! Everybody else doing a great job to avoid him. Let's see what the chopper picked up there. That was Brad Truax throwing the hip check. One more time from the chopper. Yeah, Truax just made a 3-lane change trying to get by Cooper Bennett. And unfortunately, Will Kirk coming out on the losing end of that whole exchange and putting it on the hauler. And everybody going pit side this time. You see Ronnie Osmer down and away. Garrett Maines down and away. Nate Seifker down and away. And Sage Karam down and away. Kevin O'Brien staying out. Now, O'Brien usually staying out to try to stay off sequence from everybody, and he uses it as a way to stay out of trouble. And for the most part on the ovals, it works well. So, something to be mindful of. And looks like he's bringing it down pit side this time. He's going to hand the button back over to Garrett Maines. Yep, O'Brien goes pit side. Robert Dudley looking to get one of his laps back. Captain Will Kirk calling it a night. Colin Scott looks like he might be calling it a night. And Jeff Hollingsworth pitting off sequence there. As we are working lap 66 of 150 here at Kentucky Speedway. This is the Discount Nutrition's Eat Right, Live Well 225 from Kentucky. I would like to remind everybody this is the last call for entries into the second ever Top Fuel Racing Indy 500. That will take place next Wednesday night. $15 entry fee with 100% payback through the field. So everybody that pays in has a chance to get some of your money back, as the league will not be keeping a dime from the entry fees. 100% payback, as last time we did it, we had 33 starters. And I know I speak for Scotty Brinson when I say that we'd like to do it again. Have a full field at Indy in the IR-18. It'll be the first time we did it with the IR-18. The last time was the outgoing DW-12. So Garrett Maines going to have the button. Ronnie Osborne starting outside row 1. It's Nate Siefker and Sage Karam in row number 2. The rookie Paul Jourdain and Scotty Brinson in row 3. So a lot of differences going on right now. And we've seen Maines and Karam just going at it, hammer and tongs this past season. Scotty Brinson, though, still has the points lead. And Ronnie Osborne looking to just play spoiler tonight as he makes his triumphant return to the league after taking most of the year off for college. Maines pulls the trigger. Osborne goes with him. Goes to throw the block on his former teammate, Nate Siefker. Siefker to the inside, though. And these guys are still just flat getting it. Osmer to the outside of Maines as they haul up into turn number 1. Siefker sitting right there as well, just stalking both of them. Now Osmer to the inside of Maines. Maines tries to throw the block going into 3. Osmer's already there. Bombs it in, and Osmer to the point. And we're back under caution. No idea why, but we're back under caution. Not sure who it was. Looks like Paul Crumry. Oh! Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. It was such a hard hit, it killed his connection. Yeah, that car looks like it just went 10 rounds with Mike Tyson in his prime. Suspension not touching the ground, both wings missing. Well, 2 of 3 wings missing, no engine cover. Yeah. That's going to be a long night for Crum right now. As he burns his fast repair, gets back out there. And that's going to put Jeff Hollingsworth back on the lead lap as he gets the pass around. Not sure what's going on with Kevin O'Brien. Looks like it might be connection issues. No, he is back out on track right now. Okay, so that's sorted out. Sorry about that, folks. I was trying to see what the heck was going on there. So working lap 72 of 150 here at the Discount Nutrition's Eat Right, Live Well 225 from Kentucky. Again, tonight's race being brought to you by Discount Nutrition Centers. You can find them on their webpage. They do ship worldwide. That's dncsupplements.com for all of your nutritional supplement needs. Vitamins, protein powders, etc. DNC Discount Nutrition is where you want to go. Plain and simple. I won't trust my body to anybody else but DNC. So let the games begin as the lights are getting ready to go out on the pace car. Well, to be fair, Ronnie Osmer, Garrett Maines, Nate Seifker, Paul Jourdain, Sage Karam, Scotty Brinson, Sean Scott, Chris Simard, Kevin Cornelius up into the top 10, as is Damon Martinez. Only a handful of takers taking him down pit road that last caution. We only had 8 laps, or it's only been 8 laps since the last time everybody was down pit road. A handful of drivers with 2 laps or less on their new set of tires, I should say. So field hauls its way into the 3-4 complex. As Seifker is starting to get the blinkies again. And Osmer going to have the button as the pace car gets ready to make that hard left turn. Osmer holds him down just for a brief second. Finally pulls the trigger, and we are back underway. Seifker and Jourdain were side by side for a brief moment there. Seifker keeping his foot into it. Here comes Karam. Main's trying to work the outside of Osmer right now. As Sage Karam all over the rear wing of Garrett Maines. Maines to the inside of Osmer, and here comes Karam as well. Osmer throws the big block on Sage. And if you take a look at your top 5 right now, let's get this graphic up on the screen. Those are the 5 winningest drivers in Top Fuel history. And Garrett Maines, Ronnie Osmer, Sage Karam, Nate Seifker, and Scotty Brinson. And those guys are kind of showing why right now. And there's your 6th winningest driver with them. So the top 6 are your 6 winningest drivers in Top Fuel Racing history, as you got Chris Simard right there with him, battling it out. Scotty Brinson falling back a little bit. And this field looking like just a pack of angry dogs right now. Seifker getting a hell of a tow and getting the blinkies. All right. Sure, that's definitely not what Scott Brinson wants to see. Maines and Osmer still side by side. Seifker looking to do a crossover move, trying to get a toe down the back straightaway. And Osmer bombs it into 3. Throws the block. Maine's going to have to check up just a tick. Give that lap to Osmer. In that checkup, let Nate Seifker really reel him in right now. And here comes Scotty Brinson, showing why he is the defending series champion. Just past the halfway point. Garrett Maines gets the lead back as he keeps his foot into it on the high side. It's going to be interesting to see if we get a green flag run to the checkers, which lane you're going to want to be in, because we've seen the low lane work, we've seen the high lane work, and we've seen the Larson line work on occasion here as well. As Karam all over the back wing of Scotty Brinson. Late corner entry to try to give himself some space. Meanwhile, Osmer still working that second lane. Two 1,000ths of a second at the stripe for Maines. Siefker thinking about making it 3 wide. Goes 3 wide, trying to lay some rubber down on that third lane. Osmer drops up to pick up his former teammate. Drafting help abound. Here comes Brinson. A ton of aero push for the defending series champion. He's got to back out of it, and he's now under attack from Sage Karam. Brinson gets by Siefker. Osmer bombs it into 3, brings Brinson with him. Brinson's struggling right now. The aero push is real. Give that lap to Garrett Maines. The third straight lap, they've had 2 1,000ths of a second at the stripe. And to give you folks an idea of just how quick that is and how close that is, you blink your eyes in 10 1,000ths of a second. Five 1,000ths for Osmer that time at the stripe. As we're 27 laps into this fuel stint, we're probably going to be seeing green flag stops relatively shortly. Maines, Osmer, Brinson, Siefker, Karam. Your top 5 right now. And the top 4 are starting to pull away from Sage Karam. We're going to check back a little bit in the field. It's Alberto Ribeiro in as he's working in between Chris Simard and Keith Mayato. So 2 of the newer drivers in the series right there. As you've got Ribeiro, and that is Jourdain to his inside. And check back with a name we haven't seen a lot of this season. That's Kevin Cornelius in the Milwaukee Tools number 40. As he's working Sean Scott, one of the newer faces to the league as well. As Cornelius into the wall, and he's now got to fend off Jeff Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth quick in whatever he shows up in. As Jourdain and Ribeiro, and Jourdain into the wall. Heavy damage on the 81 right now. At least one tire no longer touching the ground. So that is going to cost the rookie. as he's using the access road to stay the hell out of the way. Into the grass. If he comes back up on track, that could bring out a caution. Gets it collected back up. Takes out the commitment cone, spins it. And tows it. All right. Meanwhile, back up in front, Garrett Main 7/10 to the good over Ronnie Osmer, who's another half second to the good over Scotty Brinson, who has Nate Siefker all over his back wing. This battle for third is your closest on track right now, as we are 50 to go. Sean Scott working the high side against Jeff Hollingsworth right now. That's your battle for 10. Scott into the wall. Whatever damage might have happened there, no harm, no foul, as he hasn't lost an ounce of speed so far. Hollingsworth hanging tough on that inside line. Going to have the preferred line, going to finally get the spot back, as Scott under pressure now from his teammate, Karen Bergelli. And Bergelli under pressure from Mark Walker. Walker throws it to the inside. And Bergelli dirt tracking. That could have ended 8 different kinds of poorly. The arrow push is real, and I'm betting you Bergelli is going to need a new fire suit before the night's out. Sean Scott still working on Jeff Hollingsworth. And your leader, Garrett Maines, 1.3 seconds to the good over Ronnie Osmer. And Scotty Brinson, 3/4 of a second off of Osmer now. Siefker, another 3/4 of a second back. And it looks like Sage Karam has put it on the hauler. Nope, just connection issues. And that's Bergelli and Walker battling it out again. Walker gets it to the inside and makes it stick. Bergelli looks like he might have a little bit of a handling problem right now, as that's Brad Truax flashing by on the inside. Bergelli gets back by. And green flag stops have started already. Garrett Mays taking a pit side. Siefker goes pit side. Ronnie Osmer and Damon Martinez both going pit side. Brinson now into the pits. That's Ribeiro, Cornelius. Wholesale pit stops for everybody. Samard and Mayato in. Hollingsworth stays out. Hoping for a caution. Crumrife stays out. O'Brien stays out. Cooper Bennett stays out. Let's take a look at where Garrett Maines is. Currently in 8th. So when the pit stops cycle through, there he is flashing by Bergelli. This has shuffled up the running order. Hollingsworth in. Closest battle on track is your battle for what will be your battle for 3rd. Once pit stops cycle through. And that's Osmer and Brinson. And you can see Siefker 2 cars in front of these guys. So with the pit stop, you've got a ton of lap traffic now. Let's see where Siefker is. There's Siefker. And there's Maines. Maines is having trouble with the lap traffic. And that's Sean Scott and Michael Jeans battling it out for 18. And there's Mark Walker there as well. And all of that has let Siefker just reel in Garrett Maines. He's using the lap cars as drafting help, and Maines had difficulty getting by the lappers. And Siefker needs to get by these guys quickly. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we just saw the money stop. As we are going to be 30 to go this time across the stripe. That's Maines to the inside, or sorry, Jeans to the inside of Maines looking to get his lap back. And Siefker all over Garrett Maines right now. That's Michael Jeans right there in the orange car, trying to stay on the lead lap, doing everything he can safely to do so. Siefker on the high side of Maines. Has Michael Jeans for drafting help. Arrow push, and Siefker's got to back out of it. And that was... That's Sage Karam in the grass. What the hell just happened? Catches the apron, stays down on the apron, and we stay green. Oh.
Yellow flag is out.
And what happened to Kieran Bergelli? See him brush the wall there. Looked like no harm, no foul. And net code. What happens to Bergelli? Thank you, iRacing, for the net code. I wish I could have seen that crash. Thanks, iRacing. So, pace car picks up Garrett Maines. And that is going to help a ton of drivers. Sean Scott looks like he is in the wave around position as pit stops us happening again. With 25 to go, this should be the money stop. And Samard stays out. Colin Scott stays out. Brad Truex stayed out. Garrett Maines winning the battle off pit road. That's going to put him in 4th. Nate Siefker, 2nd off pit road. That's going to put him in 5th. Scotty Brinson picking up a spot, getting by Ronnie Osmer. Then Keith Mayato, Damon Martinez, and Kevin Cornelius rounding out your top 10. So Samard staying out, getting the bonus point for leading a lap. And that is going to be unlucky for a lot of drivers who are a lap down. So it looks like Chris and Mark Walker going to get the wave rounds as they stayed out. Lights getting ready to go out on the pace car. Samard going to have the button when we go back to green. And the Walker boys take their wave rounds. That's going to put them at the tail end of the lead lap. So Samard, Colin Scott, Garrett Maines, Nate Siefker, Scotty Brinson, Ronnie Osmer, Damon Martinez, Keith Mayato, Kevin Cornelius, and Jeff Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth back into the top 10 after having some problems earlier. We are going to go green with 21 laps to go. Not 100% certain about Samard and Scott, but everybody else should be able to make it from here. As the pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn onto pit road. Samard has the button and wastes no time pushing it as we are back underway. Garrett Maines gets a great restart. Colin Scott stacks up that outside line. Siefker drops to the low side. Ronnie Osmer drops down in front of Scotty Brinson. Brinson pushes up. Let's take a quick look at that one again. Brinson goes down onto the apron, gets it sideways, chases it up the apron, gets into Keith Mayato. Mayato eats the wall. Oh, man. Not what you wanted to see. We stay green, though. And Maines shucks off Chris Samard, and there it is. Looks like Keith Mayato, maybe? No? No? Mark Walker? Wow. The hell happened there? It was Chris Walker was one of them. And both Walker boys catching a piece of that one. Didn't see who the other driver was. Ribeiro. Nope. Johnny Antonucci. So let's watch this one again. That's Chris Walker to his high side and call that one net code because everybody disappeared for a second there. And the hits just keep on coming. And all this is doing is helping Chris Samard right now. Samard has to go another 17 laps. Currently 20 on his stint. There's 18 to go. So fuel conservation mode happening for Chris Samard. And he's got a pack of angry dogs all around him. And if you take a look who is up into the top 5 now, a name we haven't mentioned a lot tonight, surprisingly, Mr. David Martinez, who is currently high scorer for Sage Karam Motorsports. Mark Walker still towing that car. Chris Walker still towing. Keith Mayato still towing. Robert Dudley, the last car still running in 22nd. Kieran Bergelli still sitting in pit road. Not sure if he's burned both his fast repairs or not. Of the cars that have put it on the hauler, it's Captain Will Kirk and Paul Jourdain. The only two that have officially retired. As the lights go out on the pace car, Garrett Main's going to bring him back to green. And Chris Samard sits to his outside. That's Ronnie Osmer and Damon Martinez for row 2. And Jeff Hollingsworth back in the battle. And it sounds like Garrett Maines is trying to burn off some fuel. So the field working its way through the 3-4 complex. We're going to get the green with 15 to go. And you're not going to want to look away, folks, because this, if you thought that they were battling hard before, we're in the final 15. There's going to be no quarter asked for, no quarter given. As Maines pulls the trigger, Osmer and Samard side by side. Osmer with the fresher tires. Here comes Siefker. Siefker with a run. Good grief. Kevin Cornelius almost going for a ride. Osmer looks to the inside of Maines, bombs it in there. Maines keeps his foot into it. Osmer hugging that low line. 24 thousandths of a second for Osmer at the stripe. Three wide with Nate Siefker on the high line. And here comes Martinez. That's Osmer and Maines still slugging it out for the lead. Give that one to Maines. 20 thousandths of a second. Oh!
Yellow flag is out.
Here we are in a chase cam. I could have walked my fat, crippled ass between those cars. So if that's not netcode, I don't know what is. So we should have about a 5-lap shootout when this goes back to green. Osmer showing the way. Garrett Maines, Jeff Hollingsworth, Chris Simard, Kevin Cornelius. Let's take a quick look at our top 10 so far. Osmer, Maines, Hollingsworth, Simard, Cornelius, Crumry. It's good to see Paul Crumry not only back on the lead lap, but back in contention in this thing. Paul was 2 laps down at one point. Michael Jeans was 2 laps down at one point. Then you've got Sean Scott, Scott Brinson, and Colin Scott. You guys need to break that up because that's just going to get confusing for my dumb ass. So Martinez towing, Brad Truex towing, Nate Siefker in the pits. What the hell happened to Nate? Oh, Nate was involved in that. Nate caught a big piece of that one. Sam Cooper Bennett in the pits as well. So I'm guessing Sam might have caught a piece of that one. Unless he's prairie dogging. For those of you that are watching Sunday night's broadcast, you get the joke there. But, so Ronnie Osmer, in his return to the series, looking to play spoiler tonight. And so far retiring, you've got Siefker. Siefker has put it on the hauler. Brad Truex has put it on the hauler. Mark Walker has put it on the hauler. Chris Walker has put it on the hauler. Keith Mayato has put it on the hauler. I dare say Damon Martinez is going to be putting it on the hauler. Kieran Bergelli, again, putting it on the hauler. Would like to remind everybody that next week we will be at the Brickyard. And there is still time to get your entry forms in. You just need to contact Mr. Scotty Brinson. $15 entry fee with 100% payback through the field. Anybody that finishes in a paying position, you will get money back. I'm not sure what the actual payout is. But we're looking to get a full field again. This time is the second time we've done 200 laps in the IndyCars at the Brickyard. So lights are out on the pace car. We are going to go back green with 7 to go. Ronnie Osmer going to lead him back to green. Going to be interesting to see what type of start the young gunner gets. And for those of you wondering where Ronnie's been all season, college. And where he is, they don't normally have enough internet bandwidth to be able to support iRacing. So I'm not sure if Ronnie's home for the weekend or what is going on, but it's good to see him back with the league. Garrett Maines all over him right now. Maines looking to the high side. Gets the pull down the back straightaway. They're side by side into turn number 3.
Yellow flag is out.
Ah, crap. And keep your eye on Kevin Cornelius here, see what happened there. It looks like he just lost it. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage with the chopper cam. Yeah, he had some help. Takes Samard with him. Samard clobbers Brinson. Oh, crap. Michael Jean's catching a big piece of that one, too. So the hits just keep on coming for your defending series champion. Rips the engine cowl off, losing part of the front wing. We might go back to green. And then there were 14. Ton of damage on the rated R14 right now. Basically just going to ride it out from here forward, it looks like. And Samard puts it on the hauler. No, I take that back. Samard's still with us. Cornelius able to get the tow completed. Only loses 1 lap. Samard loses, or was able to limp it back to the pits. Four laps to go. Let's see who is doing that stuff. Jeff Hollingsworth trying to burn some fuel off. I was wondering who was doing that. I thought it might have been Garrett Maines, but no, it's Jeff Hollingsworth trying to burn some fuel off. Try to lighten the load up a little bit as we're gonna. Looks like the light's getting ready to go out on the pace car. The lights go out on the pace car. We are gonna have a green-white checker. Osmer gonna have the button. Does he have enough to hold off Garrett Maines? And once again, I'm going to say this again. Good to see Jeff Hollingsworth back up there. Great to see Paul Crumry back up there. Hoping for good finishes for both of them. Scotty Brinson hoping to hang on as he is going to be restarting in 8th. Make that 7th. Field working its way down the back straightaway. Osmer going to have the button when we go back to green. Field works its way through the 3-4 complex. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. Osmer has the trigger. Holds him down a little bit. Still holding him down.
Green flag, green
Finally
flag.
pulls the trigger, and Garrett Maines wasting no time dropping down behind Ronnie Osmer. Hollingsworth with Crumry in tow. Maines looking to the high side. Osmer squeezing him up a little bit as they work through the 3-4 complex. Still side by side. Garrett Maines by 16 one-thousandths of a second. And here comes Hollingsworth. Ronnie Osmer with that preferred inside line through 1 and 2. White flag is out. All bets are off. They bang wheels going through 3. Drag race to the line. Give it to Maines. Osmer able to hang on to second, 18 thousandths of a second back. Let's take a look at that finish again. That's how close that was, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner, Garrett Maines. Holy cow. What a finish. Good grief. As we are going to look for everybody, make sure we get everybody. There's Ronnie. Where's Sean? Here, lizard. There is Sean Scott. So we are now set as we are going to be reaching out to the man of the hour in arguably the closest finish in Top Fuel Racing history. 18 one-thousandths of a second. The beam of the front wing. Winner tonight, Garrett Maines. Congratulations, Garrett.
Thank you, man. That was that was a hard-fought race all the way through. Like, there was no breaking away. You just had to play the right groove every lap or you were losing it.
Well, we were seeing early on that outside line was able to make the pass. It just depended on how you timed your runs. So, talk us through your strategy on that last restart.
Go when he went. I didn't have any room for error. I knew I had to go immediately so Jeff wouldn't be able to get down. I wanted to gap myself so I could get a run down the back, but I didn't want to have too much speed to pinch it into 3. I just had to time it to where he couldn't get the arc up. I had to stay pinned in my groove and just hope for the best coming out of 4 on the last lap.
Well, you hope for the best and you got the best. Again, closest finish in Top Fuel Racing history, 18 one-thousandths of a second at the line. Did you know you had it when you got to the stripe?
I definitely knew. Coming down the front stretch, I knew I had him. And with Jeff behind me, he didn't have enough of a run to make a move. I know Sean Scott had a heck of a run. But I just knew nobody was going to be able to challenge that spot because he just got bound up so bad on exit that, I didn't allow him to come up, and I didn't bog as bad as I thought I was going to. So it all worked out. Just unbelievable.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight. Talk to us your thoughts as the series moves to the second ever Top Fuel Racing Indy 500 next week.
I definitely need to pay my entry fee and get ready for that. But I've always been all right at Indy. I've typically finished in the top 5. So kind of excited for that. Definitely a fun money race, and most people race pretty respectable. It just, it's your typical race. Honestly, nobody drives over their head. It pays pretty deep, so you got to get what you're going to get.
Well, it pays pretty deep, and it is a 100% payback race throughout the entire field. So everybody that pays in has a shot at getting some money back when all is said and done.
Yeah, it's a great race. I always look forward to it. It's one of the most fun ones we run, especially one of the most exciting when you see it up on the schedule. So definitely excited for next week. I could probably do a little bit of practicing. I can tell you the Lotus kind of screwed me up on that, so figure it out and get ready.
You just hit the red button, and joining us now is hopefully joining us now. Joining us now is going to be the chief cook and bottle washer of the BOFA Classic Indy Classic Series, as that series moves this Sunday to arguably the most hallowed ground of all of racing, the oldest contiguous running speedway in all of North America with the Milwaukee Mile. Have you had a chance to take a look at the setup on that one yet?
I haven't put it in the box yet, so I will put it tonight.
Okay.
I'll put it in there now.
Garrett, have you done any running before at that track in the Lotus?
I have not. I ran a few pro monster races, not in the league, but an official, and I've ran a couple IndyCar races there. And I seem to always love to dive it into turn 1 and wreck myself on the first lap. That's kind of
good luck doing that this time, because I can tell you right now, if you can figure out a way to wreck on the first lap with the setup that we're being provided with this week, you get the Danica Patrick Award for the rest of the season.
I pray that doesn't ever come upon me.
Well, here's the thing: is the car is as stable as it can possibly be, and it's going to punch a huge hole in the air. So drafting is going to be at a premium this coming Sunday when the both Indy Classic Series goes to the Milwaukee Mile. But also joining us now, Mr. Scott Brinson, to talk about next week's event with the Indy 500. Scott, how can somebody get involved in that one if they are so inclined to do so?
I think he might have stepped away for a minute.
Okay. Well, Garrett, congratulations on the win tonight. Looking forward to seeing you Sunday, and looking forward to seeing you next week at the Brickyard.
Appreciate it, man.
Setup is in the box now, Garrett, if you want to use it. And the top fuel lobby. Oh, he's gone. Okay.
Oh, and he's gone. So joining us now, making his triumphant return to the Top Fuel Racing League, Ronnie, how are you able to do this? Are you home this weekend?
Yeah, fall break started, so I got home yesterday.
Well then, if fall break started and you just got home yesterday, that means you should be home this coming Sunday to join us at Milwaukee.
Maybe. I still got to buy the car.
Fair enough, but congratulations on the podium tonight. I know you've been itching all season to try to get back in the car. Talk to us your thoughts about how the race went overall.
I thought the race went pretty well. There were some new faces out there that I didn't recognize, and I was worried about the first quarter of the race, just getting the rust off, figuring out the setup and everything, and then the second half, I was like, I ended up, next thing I know, I'm in second place and battling with Garrett, and I felt like I had everything back on the momentum side, and then right when I thought I had the chance to win it, he barely edged me out.
Well, you are part of the closest finish in Top Fuel Racing history, 18 1/1000ths of a second at the line. It's the beam of the front uprights on the wing. That's how I'm looking at the picture right now, and that's how close it was. Did you realize he had you coming off of 4, or did you think he still had it until you got to the stripe?
I knew it was going to be close coming off 4 because I attempted the same pass on him multiple times, but I felt like I never was able to complete it. And then when we finally switched roles, I thought I had a chance of winning it, and I knew it was going to be. I had a shot, maybe just like give him a little tap, and I have a chance. But I saw the pink car coming up on a rear view. I was like, I can't give him the tap, and that'll probably wreck him. I know we're going for the win, but I'm a guy not going for the championships. I didn't want to do that to them, so it was fun though.
Well, you were hoping to play spoiler, and you played spoiler to an extent. But, it was definitely a fun run to watch you come back to the league this week. Are you going to be able to be around next week when we go to the second ever Top Fuel Racing Indy 500?
Unfortunately, no. I'll be going back to college. I'm an NC. So.
Well, Ronnie, if you're able to do so, I would love to have you in the booth with me for the broadcast of that one.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. Well, Ronnie, congratulations on the podium tonight. It was fun watching you come back to the league. Hopefully you'll get a chance, or at least a couple more chances this season to throw down with the boys before all said and done.
Hope so.
All right. We'll let you get back to it, Ronnie. Congratulations.
Thanks.
So that is our second place finisher, Mr. Ronnie Osmer, joining us now, rounding out the podium. In the pink number 66 for breast cancer awareness, hell of a finish for Sean Scott. Congratulations, Sean, on the podium.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, that was a crazy race, but good fun. Congrats to Garrett, and man, hope we put on a good show for the fans. I know it was a little too exciting from my seat, so.
Well, at least you didn't have the excitement that a couple of your teammates had tonight, as we saw quite a few issues take place with the rest of your team.
Yeah, that was definitely a rough one. Having Sage was able to salvage a pretty good finish, but I know Damon had some pretty bad luck there towards the end. The race in general was just kind of gnarly, so I tried to keep my nose clean the best I could. I yo-yoed back and forth quite a bit, sort of in the blender there from 10th to 20th, and ended up getting a speeding penalty and thought my race was over, but just stayed with it and tried not to crash and ended up salvaging a third, so I'll take it.
Well, you've got a lot of momentum right now going into next week's second ever Top Fuel Racing Indy 500. Talk to us your thoughts about doing 200 laps at the Brickyard in the IR18.
Man, I think it'll be fun. I might need to get a catheter or something, though. That's a long race, but should be a good time. Hopefully we can get some really good green flag running in, have green flag pit stops, and just get everyone sorted out. And hopefully everyone will remember that it's a 3.5 hour or whatever it's going to end up being race, so you don't have to win it in the first 20 laps, and we can just click some laps off and have a good run to the finish. But I'm very much looking forward to it, and thanks to you, Tony, and Scott, and everyone that puts all the effort in to put this on. I really enjoy it and really looking forward to next week.
Scott does all the work. All I do is just talk crap for 2 hours every Wednesday night. But I am going to give you the same advice that I give to every new driver into this league. If you go to your local pharmacy, Walgreens, Rite Aid, whatever you have locally, they do have, it's called a portable urinal. I'm not kidding. I purchased one when I was driving truck, just in case you get caught in traffic.
Yeah, it sounds like a good joke, but honestly, I might have to. I'm being
dead serious. It does come in handy in the longer races. I've actually, I've used one myself in a couple of NIS races, where you get to the point where I can't hold this anymore, and you just reach down under a pit stop, grab the urinal, and while the team's changing the tires, you dump a can of fuel, shall we say?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, maybe I'll fast and not drink next week, and if I make any crazy choices, I'll just blame it on being malnourished. But I'll definitely look into the portable urinal and hopefully not have to use it, but you never know. Like I said, that'll be the longest race I've ever run by a long shot, so really excited, but feel like it's going to be a long one. So, well, Sean, it's going to be a definite fun one. Now, Scotty, now that you're back with us, if somebody's listening and wants to get involved in the second ever Top Fuel Racing Indy 500, 200 laps at the Brickyard in the IR18, I can't wait to see it happen. But if somebody wants to get involved as a driver, Scotty, how can they do that?
Just get in touch with me through either iRacing or hit me up on Facebook, one or the other. I'm not going to give out the payment information over there on YouTube, but just get in touch with me. We'll get you signed up. Most everybody out there that's a part of the league, they should have the information. So anybody that's a member of the league, you should have it either in your messages in iRacing or you can find it on the Facebook group wall.
All right, fair enough, Scott. Sean, again, congratulations on the podium. We will let you get back down and celebrate with your team, and looking forward to seeing you next week at the Brickyard.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. See you next week.
And joining us now, BOFA Driver of the Night, driver of the Make 7 Up Yours number 8. What a comeback, Mr. Paul Crumry. Congratulations, sir.
That was definitely a crazy race.
At one point, you were 3 laps down. Talk to us your mindset when you just were trying to charge back through the field and try to get back on the lead lap.
Well, Scott was calming me down. Obviously, he's a good team leader. He's just like, just calm down. There's lots of race to go, and so I held back a little bit and just kind of chipped away at the folks in front of me as the tires were wearing off. I just kind of took it easy in the back a little bit and was able to get up there bit by bit and was able to, put a top 5 in there at least.
Well, you put a top 5 in there, and Paul, it was great to see you battle back like you did, and that earns you the BOFA Driver of the Night award for, like I said, 3 laps down at one point, and you're able to get it back and put a top 5 together. Congratulations on the finally getting that monkey off your back, because we've seen you just have some rough ones the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, ever since I switched over to the 18, I don't know, I got a big target on my back or something, because I'm always getting wrecked, or there was a couple of oopsie-daisies that happened tonight. I think 1 or 2 might have been my fault, but I just have not had good finishes, and it was definitely good to see the 7-Up car get up there in the top 5.
Yeah, it was. So that earns you the BOFA Driver of the Night award. Looking forward to seeing you next week at the second ever Top Fuel Racing Indy 500. Your thoughts going into the Brickyard next week?
It's a good race. It gets down to the end, and it's every man for himself. So I think last year I was up in 3rd spot and was wrecked out just with a few handful of laps to go. So it's just going to be one of those be cautious, be patient kind of races, and because money's on the line, baby, and I want to win it.
Fair enough. Please don't leave after the broadcast tonight, because I do want to touch base with you on this coming Sunday's race, as the BOFA Indy Classic Series goes to the oldest contiguous running oval track in North America with the Milwaukee Mile. Your thoughts taking the Lotus 79 to the mile?
Yeah, that one's it's a little tricky. It's really tight. It's gonna be some pretty good tight racing there. People just got to watch, what they're doing and keep their heads cool. And we've been there quite a few times in different cars, but this one, with no limiter and all that horsepower, it's going to be insane.
Well, the good news is the setup is as stable as it's possible to make it, and not have it be too pushy or too loose. It's as neutral a setup as you can get. And it should be fun to watch you guys just wheel that thing around there. But I do need to talk to you about that race coming up. But that is going to about do it for us tonight. Scott Brinson, any final thoughts on tonight's race?
Overall, I thought it was pretty good racing. It got a little ugly there at the end. How many cautions did we ultimately wind up having?
9, so you didn't get Christmas carols tonight.
Yeah, and I had probably 4 of them there in the last 25, 30 laps. So it got a little ugly at that point. But up until that point, it was really kick-ass racing. Long green flag runs tonight. We made a green flag pit stop. Great job by the drivers tonight, and I want to thank them for showing up and supporting the league, as always. It was really solid racing. Usually these 1.5 miles, we have double-digit cautions. We didn't do that tonight, even though it did cluster up a bit there at the end. I want to apologize publicly. I already talked to him, Keith Mayato, for stepping on my junk there at the end and getting on the line. and ruining his race. He had already burned up his reset, and I finished him off, and he's racing for points and money and all that. And I affected that tonight. So, Keith, that was my bad, dude, and hopefully I won't do that again next week at Indy. And lastly, I just want to thank you guys for being here every week and calling races. It's a great relationship both and Top Fuel has. I look forward to the 500 next week and you guys being on the call.
I'm actually excited about making that call. I'm working right now on trying to get at least one more voice in the booth with me for that one. With any luck, it'll be a blast from the past coming back to come play with us for next week, and hopefully we'll have the young gunner with us for that one as well, as there's a new voice with Bofa Broadcasting. Just couldn't make it tonight. Sam, your thoughts on tonight?
Good deal. Just in response to that, Tony, Kirk, the drunk Kirk, won't be available. He'll be out on track. We were actually talking about that in the team speak, weren't we, Sam?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, during the race tonight. It's funny you brought that up. But go ahead, Sammy.
Good race. I mean, I led a few laps tonight. That was exciting.
That was good to see you up and lead them laps too, man. I just want to say that.
I gave those guys as much. I gave those guys everything. I mean, I nearly took out Garrett and Ronnie in the process, but I think I put the move of the race on Nate Siefka by blocking his run on the restart. But
yeah, that was impressive to see you put him up on the dash like that, Sam.
Yeah. But I was on 15 old tires compared to their new ones, so I had to try every trick in the book to try and stay ahead. But ultimately, the tires fell off, and then unfortunately, it just went downhill from there. And some people just couldn't hold the brake on one of the wrecks, and I ended up in the catch fence, and that was the end of my race. But another DNF tonight, but next week is a big one, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I'm hoping to be up there for once we get to the checkered flag next week at Indy.
All right, fair enough.
Going back home again.
All right, so that is going to do it for us tonight. Congratulations again to Garrett Maines for coming home with the victory. Ronnie Osmer coming home in second in what is arguably the closest finish in Top Fuel Racing history, 18 one-thousandths of a second at the stripe for the checker. Sean Scott coming home in third. Jeff Hollingsworth hanging out for fourth. Paul Crumrye battling back all night, coming home in fifth. Colin Scott hanging on for sixth. Sage Karam coming home in seventh. Scotty Brinson hanging on for eighth. Kevin O'Brien in ninth. And Johnny Antonucci rounding out your top 10. Chris Simard coming home in 11th. Alberto Ribeiro in 12th. Michael Jeans in 13th. 14th going to Kevin Cornelius. Raul Alvarez in 16th. 15th for Raul Alvarez. 16th going to Robert Dudley. 17th for Damon Martinez. Sam Cooper Bennett in 18th. Nate Siefker being scored in 19th. Brad Truax in 20th. Chris Walker is being scored in 21st. Keith Mayato, unfortunately, 22nd. Kieran Bergelli in 23rd. 24th is missing, and I don't know why.
Because it doesn't show everybody. Anyway.
No. It skips 24th. 25th going to Paul Jourdain in his initial start. And Captain Will Kirk rounding out the field. First one to put it on the hauler tonight.
Thanks to me.
Well, what are teammates for?
Yeah. That was my bad.
Anyways.
Sorry, buddy. Me and Kirk have talked about that on the phone. He knows all about that. That's mine, too. I'll own that one, too.
With teammates like that, you don't need a proctologist.
True story.
Yeah, just my night.
Anyways, that's going to do it for us tonight. We will see you. Where are you guys tomorrow night?
We are at Dover, the Monster Mile.
So join Sam and Scotty in the booth tomorrow night for the Somo Cup Series at Dover. And then we will be back Sunday, or I will be back Sunday, let's put it that way, for the Bofa Indy Classic Series at the Milwaukee Mile. And I honestly think that the setup that is being supplied for that car it should lead to some of the best action we've seen at the Milwaukee Mile in a long time. So for Mr. Scotty Brinson, for Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, this is Tony Trapasso saying we will see you next time.
Have a good night, everybody. Damn solid finish, Paulie.
Thanks, brother.